Hi there, this is video 11 in the Hope and Direction series, and this is part 2 of discussing hope because last video we got deep into Romans 5, the first 6 verses 1 through 6. And we finished up with Romans 4:18, talking about Abraham and his hope. Very interesting verse because he uses there's the word hope is used twice in this verse, and it's the same definition in the Greek language. Elpis, elpis maybe, elpis, not really sure. And it is in anticipation of something pleasurable. So this verse starts out against all hope, against all elpis, against all anticipation of something pleasurable, meaning naturally Abraham was not able to have any children. Abraham, in hope, in elpis, had an anticipation of something pleasurable in believing in God and what God had spoken to him. And so he became the father of many nations. Just as it has been said, I'm quoting, so shall your offspring be. So it's ELPIS, anticipate, usually with pleasure. And here, I think this is a great way to describe what happens in our life so often because we go through many trials. Life is hard, and there's many times where we don't have that anticipation that is pleasurable. Very often we anticipate something in dread. Like Abraham could have been dreading the fact that, and actually he did. Abraham didn't speak to God for 13 years, and then one day an angel of the Lord, meaning Jesus, came to him with 3 angels and had a conversation. I love God. God is so good. It's like, it's been 13 years. Are you ready to have a conversation with me? And then, there we go. God has time. We don't. But God has all the time in the world to wait until we're ready to have that conversation with him. So, against all anticipation of something pleasurable, we can hope in God. We can have an anticipation of something pleasurable in God. And I'm always going to come back. I think the very first video was about Matthew 6:33. Talk about hope and direction. Seek first the kingdom, and all these things will be added to you. Is there an area in your life where there's no more expectation of anything pleasurable? Hope in God, right? God had an answer for Abraham. God had told Abraham that he will be a father of many nations. And I love that God waited until Abraham and Sarah had no natural ability to fulfill this promise, because then he can boast in himself, right? And God will wait until you have no natural ability to perform what God has called you to do, to complete the promise that God has given you. Why? Because God will not let us glory in our flesh, because then we get into relative righteousness. We think that we're better because we did this with God or for God. No. This is a very good example of God absolutely waiting until there was no natural way that Abraham could fulfill the promise that God gave him, and then God fulfilled the promise that he gave Abraham. And that's how it is with our life. So, against all natural anticipation of something pleasurable, Abraham had an anticipation of something pleasurable in God, and God performed it. All right, let's go into the Old Testament, Psalm 31:24. Be of good courage, and he, God, will strengthen your heart. All of you that hope in the Lord. Now, this word in the Hebrew is, oh, I lost it. Yazah. And that means to be patient. It means to be patient or to wait. I'm just checking to make sure I have that. Yachal. It is Yachal. To be patient or to wait. Interesting. Be of good courage. Be of good courage. And the word courage is to fasten upon or to seize. Like embrace God. Be patient and wait for God. That doesn't mean that we don't do anything. Like we still serve God. We still put him first. We still seek him, commune with him, talk to him. Christianity is all about a relationship. It's all about that heart to heart with our Father, right? And so we seize, we embrace him, and he strengthens our heart. And then we have hope. We patiently wait for God. Psalm 33:18. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon those that hope in his mercy. And this is another word, wait. Wait in God's mercy. Psalm 38:15. For in you, O Lord, do I hope. In you do I wait. In you am I patient. And this person had an expectation that God would hear. He goes, you will hear me, O Lord, and I will wait for your answer. I will wait for your answer. So I think I could probably do an entire series on hope, honestly. There's 129 verses. And if we, went through several of them, I think we could get a really good, meaty, and weighty understanding of waiting on God. And that really can mean serving God. While I'm waiting for this answer, let me wait on him. Let me serve him. Let me seek him first. Let me commune with him.